behind them, but not force them to drive faster. Also, we can't lose sight of that vehicle, because as soon as we do, the game's over.
The damaged car continues along one of the county's main roads.
That puts a further element of risk and danger because they can't keep control of that vehicle.
Just as the team prepare for yet another box, there's a problem. A junction ahead leads to residential areas.
The last thing we want is a vehicle to mount the pavement and run somebody over. So whenever it's heading towards a town or a city, we've got to be thinking, what risk are we putting?
Yo, we say about museum. Hello Clips, hello Axel, hello Cool,
With
hello
busy
Clark.
urban streets avoided, the team close in again. And there's a chance to end the chase.
Somebody's willing to put their life in danger as well as other members of the public, we need to be ending that pursuit one way or another.
Yo, we said Diamond.
Finally, as the
Damn, 1K
suspect
keys,
attempts to
come on,
continue, he's
We're
boxed
bang
in.
on time, man. 1K
Still
keys, you
tries
know
to
me.
break out.
Yo, what are you saying first? How are you, Joanne?
And officers
level
have no choice but to
214.
use force.
It's been good, bro. How's your day doing?
Most of these people that we stop are carrying weapons, potentially carrying drugs, more dangerously for us, they're carrying knives, swords, any type of weapon. So you've got to be thinking, what lengths will they go to now the vehicle stops to get away from them?
The tasered suspect is still struggling with the police.
Today was the last day of school. Nice, bro.
So many people
Time to
today.
enjoy the summer.
You know, mate, I've got family to go home to. I've got kids and a missus to go home to.
It's been great for us to at work. Also, I didn't know what was happening. I don't apologise, Raphael. All is good,
At the
man.
high price of safety, of course.
Since when did you start main life? A couple months now.
With one of Derbyshire's busiest roads in lockdown, the cops have found a rucksack thrown from the car.
There's the bank was chucked out of the BMW burning plates.
What's popping, Jay Angry?
Not off television, possession of intense spark. Listen to me. Yeah, you're now under arrest on suspicion of fail and stop police, dangerous ride, going equipped, possession
Yo,
of intense
great
supply
play, how
of
are you,
the
man?
motor vehicle.
With a number of their cars now undrivable,
Hey, you can have work. You bring it out 4 or 5 bars down.
all they can do now is inspect the damage.
So we've now got vehicles in
What
workshops
did you get up to today,
Possibly.
Raphael? And when do you start working?
written off. Didn't think about interested police officers. They don't care. They don't care. All they want to do is get away.
Yo, what's popping playtime?
Coming
Hafsa, are you subscribed, bro?
a county-wide search
Hafsa, are you subscribed, bro? I mean, Hassan, are you subscribed?
for an unidentified driver.
CCTV clearly shows that that vehicle's gone over.
What level is your user? 214.
And a convoy of suspected car thieves. Caught by
From 8 AM
surprise.
to 3:30 PM. When do you start, Raphael? Yo, Hassan, are you subscribed, bro? Must be subscribed, bro.
In Ripley, it's just after 9:30 AM.
We don't know where it's come from, we don't know where it's gone, so
after clearing out and what CCTV really got, and then what parameters are from there on in to try and find out where it's gone.
You start at 8 AM, what,
78-year-old
tomorrow?
woman
Or
has
you
been
start
killed
today?
just outside Derby city centre.
Yo, what's poppin', Harry? Harry O2P, hit us up if you're new here, man. Hello, CDK. Thank you, Nathan, for the follow. What's poppin', Codvelli? Hassan, are you following, bro? My name is pinned in the comments.
See you.
So did you start today, Raphael, or do you start tomorrow?
Since September 11th, more than 60 Israelis have been arrested or detained, either under the new Patriot anti-terrorism law or for immigration violation.
Hidden in plain sight, hidden in plain sight.
You have lag, damn. Why are you lagging, Matt Mazine? Harry, Harry, are you subscribed, bro? You started today. How was it, Raphael? I want to know everything. How did you find it, bro? Are you tired? Did you enjoy it? Did you work with your mom? Was you by yourself?
We offer everyone.
Thank you, Harry. Unfortunately, I don't gift, bro.
Cultivating their taste.
I appreciate the sub, though.
We are for those who know.
Thank you, Viper, for the follow. Thank you, Homeboy, for the follow. Hello, Andres.
Check out this gorgeous free luxury stars. Now.
Imagine being able to grow your own meat from home, completely legit, with just a few clicks. You buy the plants online, and a company cultivates them for you in real greenhouses. When the harvest is sold, you get a cut of the profits. The cannabis market is booming, and the returns are huge, massive even. So you keep investing, possibly spending your entire savings.
Thank you, Andes, for the follow, bro. I appreciate you.
It's all
Of
gone.
course we can 1v1, Harry. Decided to remove top tier internet. Why did you remove your internet, Matt Mazine?
This is Kevin Mitnick, one of the world's most famous
Is this
hackers,
Wi-Fi better or
and
not?
one of the first. In many ways, his story shaped how we think
I find
of
it
time.
quite enjoyable, and I apologise with some likes and comment
The
answers
authorities
because of the
hunted him,
players.
and they were all
Of course, sir, I
extremely
understand.
scared. Mitnick's story is about
You
the
get a
advent
bank
of
account,
modern
damn.
IT.
Make sure you
About a
save
kid
your
who
money, bro.
always wanted to be a magician. Most of all, it's catch me if you
You
can.
have 500 ping.
Computers.
Damn. Stream, how can the stream be like
in the
that?
world. You get
That's
that
crazy.
adrenaline rush from the
You need to send me a friend
accomplishment of
request,
breaking
Harry.
into the system or finding a security hole.
Young Kevin Mitnick loves watching magic tricks, but audiences fascinate him. Magic is about control.
Well, I hope you enjoy it,
Magicians
Raphael,
pull
and
your
yeah,
attention
saving your
when
money
they
is
want,
important, bro.
make you see what they want you to see. They take advantage of what you assume is true. At a magic show, people enjoy being fooled. Not so much in the real world, but it's equally easy, perhaps even easier than performing a magic trick when the audience knows there's a literal ace up that sleeve. In everyday life, people tend to be helpful, trusting. They want to do the right thing. One can use them, manipulate them, control them, make them do things they shouldn't, or spill secrets they should have kept to themselves. This is called social engineering, and soon, young Kevin gets really, really good at it.
You not only have to think about technology, you have to think about the people that use the technology, because it's usually
Thank you,
easier
you call me
to
Erica
hack
for the
human
follow. What's
than it
poppin'
is to
star
hack
edits?
technology.
I appreciate you as well, Raphael.
It's summer break
If you
in
wanna
Los
play with me,
Angeles
chat, my
in
name's pinned in the
1975.
comments.
Kevin is 12 years old. He
Oh,
spends
you're the
the whole day riding
Mandalorian?
the bus.
Ah, I see.
He
Have you already
tries
got me as a
25
friend?
cents plus another 10 cents to transfer. It adds up. So Kevin comes up with
Give
a
me
plan.
an internet
He notices
recommendation.
drivers carrying booklets of blank
U-Fiber.
tickets. When they sell a
U-Fiber, they're
ticket,
really
they
good.
punch it with a special tool. Kevin needs both. So he sits near the driver and spins a story about a school project. Something about punching interesting shapes into cardboard. The driver ends up
I
telling
appreciate
Kevin
you always,
exactly
Raphael.
where he bought the hole punch.
What's poppin',
That was easy.
Andrea?
Then he follows the driver.
Chat, my
to the
name's
bus
pinned in the
depot.
comments if you wanna
Many
play. I'll
drivers
check
throw
friend
the
requests
booklets
after
away
this
after their
video.
shift. Kevin checks the trash cans and finds tons of unused tickets. Now we can spend the whole day in the bus without paying a dime. But Kevin is just getting started.
I'll accept my friend request
In high
after this
school, he
game,
meets
chat.
Steven. With one call to the phone company, Steven manages to get the unlisted number of Kevin's mom.
Yes, hello?
Kevin is blown away. He wants to know how this works. Soon he becomes part of a community of early phone hackers, so-called freakers. They manipulate telephone systems to make free calls and explore how the network works. Kevin's interested in the technical side, but the social part of freaking is what really intrigues him. He wants to understand how phone companies work, so he starts calling.
Chat, I accepted all my friend requests.
Yes, about their
Send me a friend
departments,
request if
who
you
has
want to play
access
with
to
me.
what,
My name is
how
pinned in the
employees
comments.
handle requests. What he's really after is access to unlisted numbers, the ones omitted from the phone book for privacy. One day, he manages to get on the phone with someone from the department responsible for omissions, the non-pub bureau. Kevin pretends to be a certain
You joined my
Jake
game today?
Roberts
No
working
way.
for the
How?
telco company. The employee explains that unlisted numbers can only be shared with authorized staff, and Jake Roberts isn't one of them. Kevin's asked to provide an internal phone number where they can call him back. Obviously, he doesn't have one. But hanging up now attracts suspicion, so Kevin keeps the story going. His department manager was supposed to add him to an authorization list. He'll need to double check. Kevin starts calling different departments, asking to be connected to a manager. This time, he's posing as Tom Hansen from the non-pub bureau. He says he's updating the list of authorized employees. And that's
Thank
the
you,
manager
Alex, for
wants
the
to stay
follow.
on.
I appreciate you.
He just needs to provide his name
For
and
some
phone.
reason, I can't see messages on
Finally, he
Roblox.
calls a company technician and asks him to forward the manager's calls to an external number. And voila. Kevin can now get the non-pub bureau to call him
Thank
back
you, Edit
and
Guy, for the
provide
follow.
Bruce
I
Springsteen's
appreciate you,
private
guy.
number, just for fun.
Appreciate you, Alex, bro.
Kevin is 17 when the head of security of the phone company GTE pays his mom a visit. If her son doesn't stop freaking, they'll terminate the family's phone service. He doesn't, of course. Then, one day, another visit. This time, it's the FBI. They want Kevin to stop messing
Thank you,
with phone
Stevo
companies.
Bevo, for the follow. Thank
Kevin
you,
is
Trey Max, for the
terrified.
follow. What's
But
poppin',
at the
Slate?
same time, it's a thrill. As soon as the agent leaves, Kevin is back to freaking. Hacker stories like Kevin's show that computers get a lot more interesting once you understand how they work. With boot.dev, you learn coding by actually doing it, like writing a ton of code. It's basically a programming course disguised as an RPG. You complete quests, earn XP, unlock achievements, level up your skills, and battle your way through Python, Linux, and backend development. How's it going, Thomas?
Oh, hey Don. Now, boot.dev's lessons take gamification and bring it to the next level. And it's all packaged in this fantasy theme, so as a nerd, what more could you really ask for?
You're building real skills that can open the door to a career in tech. If you get stuck, a charming wizard bear can help you. If that's not enough, there's also an active
Thank you
Discord
more for the
community
follow,
full of
Redz. You
actual
actually joined
humans
me
you
on
can
my old
support.
account. Nice.
Create an account for free and try the
Thank you,
interactive
Verity,
lessons
for the
yourself.
follow.
With a code FERN, you get 25%
Thank you,
off your
bro.
entire
I appreciate
first
all the
year
nice
on the annual
messages.
plan. Scan this QR code or click the link in the description. Boot.dev is really fun, and we can't recommend it enough. A few months later, Kevin meets up with some freaker and hacker friends at a pizza place. They talk about Cosmos, a massive database used by Pacific Telephone and other major California carriers. It maps how the network is built and where the lines connect, making it easier to find weak spots and exploit the system. For freakers, this is the
Thank
holy
you,
grail.
5 Nights at Summer
The
Girl,
building
for the
house in
follow.
Cosmos is just a few miles from the pizza place.
Chat,
So
if you want to
Kevin and two of his
1v1 me,
friends
you
go
must
check
be
it out.
following. What's
Kevin
poppin',
takes the
Galaxy
lead.
Gamer? Hit
He
a sub
tells the
if you're
guard
new
he
here,
works
gang.
there and wants to show his friends around. The
Thank
guard
you,
buys it.
Vanity, for the follow.
They've
Appreciate
analyzed
you, bro.
Pacific Telephone
Stormy,
operations
if you
for
want
so
a
long
1v1,
and
you
called
must
the
be
department
following,
so
bro.
many times, they know which room the Cosmos employees work in. It's room 108, and they manage to find it. Inside, they come across a folder with dial-up numbers for every Southern California wire center, along with manuals explaining how the entire system runs. It's a gold mine.
Thank you, Stormy, for the follow. Chat, my name is pinned in the comments. Add me.
But their
My
secret only
joins
lasts
are
a few
on.
days. One of Kevin's friends can't keep quiet. He tells an old flame about the manuals they stole, and she rats them out to the phone company. Kevin gets arrested. He'll later describe how scared he is in that moment. At the time, he's still just 17, and as he's handcuffed, an officer supposedly yells at him, "We will teach you a lesson."
Long time no see.
Kevin is
How have you
charged
been,
with
bro?
burglary,
Thank you,
grand theft, and
Kina8, for the follow.
conspiracy to commit computer fraud.
Chat, I don't
Luckily,
get.
he's tried as a juvenile. The judge sends him to a juvenile correction center for a 90-day psychological evaluation, followed by a year of probation. All in all, he gets off pretty easy. This is his chance to stop, dial things back. But it isn't long before he's caught in the act again. This time, Kevin and his hacker friend Lenny are caught in the computer.
And I 1v1. 1v1s are random, bro, but yeah, drop me a friend
Trying to
request and
steal
join.
the login credentials of all the students. A pattern emerges. Probation, arrest, probation. Kevin knows that something has to change. It's the mid-80s.
GG, bro.
Kevin's in his early
Thank you,
20s and
Cole,
trying
for
to
the
turn
follow.
tax
Chat, if you want to
into
play
an
with me,
honest
you must be
career.
following.
Of all places, he decides to apply for a job at a phone company. And not just any company.
Nah.
He lands a job as a programmer at GTE. At first, no one
You kind
realizes who
of
they've
on
hired. Kevin thinks he's finally on track. A solid job, doing what he loves, a legitimate paycheck.
If you're following me
But
and
then
you
he
want to
has
play,
fill out
make
a
sure you
security
send me a
form.
friend request.
After just
My
9
name is
days,
pinned
he's
in the
fired.
comments.
They say his resume is inaccurate. His past is catching up with him. And it's easy to see why. It's the 80s, and fear of hackers is on the rise. In 1983, the thriller War Games hits theaters. It's about a high school hacker who accidentally breaks
Yo, bro,
into
you're
a
so
military
skilled. I
secret
appreciate you,
nearly triggering
Kawaki.
World War III.
Thank you, Kawaki, for the follow, bro. Appreciate you, guys.
A wave of hacker hysteria follows. Headlines ask, how real is the horror of war games? After watching the movie, President Reagan reportedly orders his advisors to look into whether any of it could actually become reality. At this point, computers are still a mystery to most Americans. People who can hack into them don't have a defined image. War Games changes that. It puts hackers in the spotlight, casting them as dangerous, unpredictable, and even catastrophic to society. Kevin doesn't see himself as any of those things. Over the next few years, he drifts through boring jobs by day, and by night, he hacks. Together with Lenny, he's targeting a very specific company. It's their biggest challenge yet. You've probably never heard of DEC, but in the 80s, DEC is the second largest computer manufacturer in the world. One of its biggest successes is its VAX line. Relatively small and cheap enough that even smaller companies can afford them, these mini computers turn out to be real milestones. Kevin and Lenny take aim at their operating system. It's called the Virtual Memory System. They want to study its source code and find security flaws. And by looking at past fixes, they might be able to figure out how to sneak in their own back door. A kind of secret entrance into other people's computers. But of course, they don't have access to the VMS source code. It's well guarded. They need to get into the VMS development network. So Kevin falls back on what he does best, social engineering. Lenny taps into the building's phone wiring from his work. He reroutes his connection through a fax line belonging to another company. This way, outgoing calls can't be traced back to them. Meanwhile, Kevin is in a hotel near Lenny's office.
Is that anybody?
Call Lenny. Then, holding a different payphone to his other ear, he calls DEC. Posing as an employee, he convinces a DEC operator to run a show users command. This command lists everyone currently active and logged into the system. At that moment, Lenny is in the process of logging in. One entry shows Lenny as login and the device name. Then Kevin tells her to type in this spawn command. It quietly creates a logged-in process on Lenny's modem connection, using the operator's account. Now Lenny is inside DEC's VMS development system, a cluster of connected computers used to work on the operating system, and Lenny has the full privileges of the operator they just tricked. But there's security software monitoring everything that's going on.
Thank you, Patrick,
So
for
they
the follow.
upload a tool that
Appreciate you,
disables it without triggering an alarm.
GG, Stormy.
Instead of creating a new admin account, they hijack unused accounts
That
and
was a good
change their
game.
passwords. Now Kevin and Lenny can dig through the system freely. They comb through the computers and mounted disks. Eventually, they find one called VMS_source. Bingo. Next, they look through the emails of a VMS developer. Maybe he mentions
Chat, my name is pinned in the comments
in
if you
one
want to play.
file, they find an analysis of a modified version of VMS's login program, Login Out. It was developed by members of the German hacker collective Chaos Computer Club, and it's a backdoor. It changes the login system so it can secretly store passwords, hide certain users, and disable alarms when someone enters a special password. Kevin and Lenny build on the CCC's work. They improve the backdoor and keep adapting it to newer versions of VMS. Soon, they're able to install it on numerous VMS systems on DEC's global network. They essentially have
21
access to
kills.
any
Oh my
VMS
god.
system they want.
Have you been practicing
But
off
they're
stream?
not after sensitive data. They want to copy the source code, just for laughs. Finding it isn't hard. Transferring it is. The source code is massive, so they compress and encrypt it. If anyone comes across it, it'll look like garbage. Next, they want to smuggle the code out of DEC's network. They look for systems in the network that connect to ARPANET, the military and academic network that will later
Hello,
become the
Dirk.
internet. They use it to move the code piece by piece. But soon, they encounter another challenge. Storing the code in one place creates a huge risk of being detected, so they search for places where they can hide copies. One is a NASA lab. Using their backdoor, they get into the Jet Propulsion Laboratory systems. JPL eventually realizes someone is in their network. When they find the CCC's backdoor patch, they suspect the German hacker group of getting access. The news breaks that a German hacker group has hacked NASA.
I
Kevin
don't
and
get.
Lenny are undeterred. They continue with their plan until finally they've transferred the entire source code. Next, they put it on magnetic tape, essentially ancient hard drives, so they can go through the code without fear of being tracked. In the end, Lenny and Kevin have roughly 30 tapes containing the full VMS source code.
Same energy you give your AM routine, you've got to give to your PM. Did you know that your skin's nighttime routine is just as important as your daytime routine? Well, all these products for just under £35 from Boots, and this is how I do my nighttime routine. If you haven't used a milky cleanser before, trust me, you love this one. It contains hyaluronic acid, but that definitely doesn't stop me from using a hyaluronic acid serum directly after rinsing my face. Say bye-bye to blemishes and hyperpigmentation by using a acidic acid serum. I lock it all in by using a Circa barrier balm. This both soothes and hydrates my skin, and no skincare routine is complete without a plumping lip balm. Remember, consistency is everything, and if you want results, you've got to stick to it. Now you know all the ingredients that my skin needs, and you can shop yours now from Boots.
Waiting. What if you were driving to a charming little hotel? Oh, book it. It's easy. Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
Kevin and Lenny could go on forever. They start challenging each other, making bets. Who's the better hacker? They both work at companies using VMS. Whoever manages to break into the other's company's VMS system wins. The prize is always $150, a dinner at a fancy Beverly Hills restaurant. And Kevin often wins, so often that Lenny starts getting angry. At one point, he accuses Kevin of cheating and refuses to pay up. When Lenny doesn't pay his debt, Kevin comes up with an idea. He calls the company where Lenny works and impersonates an agent in the IRS's wage garnishment division. He claims to have a garnishment order and says that Lenny's payment should be withheld. When Lenny finds out about the prank, he doesn't find it funny at all. He's furious and he confesses to his boss about Kevin and the DEC hack. The two of them call DEC security. Eventually, the FBI is informed. A few days later, Lenny lures Kevin to the parking garage. When Kevin gets out of his car, FBI agents flood in and arrest him. As agents led him away, Kevin reportedly turned to Lenny and asked him, "Why did you do this to me?" Lenny answered, "Because you're a menace to society." Prosecutors hit Kevin with a long list of charges. The DEC hack, stealing data from the NSA, breaking into police databases to erase the records of him, even spreading false information about a bank as revenge for not being hired. The DEC claims his fun little adventure has cost the company about $4 million. Kevin says he had nothing to do with most of these hacks. He thinks they're rehashes of rumors about him, anything to make him look dangerous. But the prosecutors go even further. They tell the judge that Kevin is capable of accessing America's air defense systems with a phone call and initiating a nuclear holocaust.
So I started laughing in federal court because I never heard something so stupid in my life. And the judge actually agreed with the government.
It's the late 80s now, a few years after War Games. Most people still don't really understand what hackers can and can't do. Computers in general are still met with suspicion since few people have one. Fear of nuclear war is in the air.
Take cover at once when you hear the attack sound.
We have no viewers, chat.
So the authorities play it safe. Kevin is kept in solitary confinement while awaiting trial. He's denied access to a phone, and he spends most of his time alone. Time magazine writes that a phone in Mitnick's hands is like giving a gun to a hitman. The LA Times labels him a dark side hacker. The article also quotes Lenny. He calls Mitnick an electronic terrorist and claims he could ruin someone's life just using his fingers. One investigator suggests Mitnick's computer might be an umbilical cord to his soul. Eventually, Mitnick and the prosecutors reach a deal. He's sentenced to a year in prison followed by 6 months in a halfway house. There, he's supposed to address his addiction to hacking. By the early 90s, Kevin is free, and he's serious about changing his life. Under the terms of his supervised release, he's forbidden from contacting other hackers. Finding a job proves almost impossible, Every time he gets an offer, his probation officer has to contact the employer. That outs him, and he stays unemployed. Without hacking, there's
Thank you,
zero
Adrian,
thrill
for the
in
follow.
Kevin's life. He
If
doesn't
you want to play
feel
with me, my
intellectually
name's pinned in the
challenged.
comments.
He'll later write in his book, "There was no sunshine in my life."
I was so passionate with hacking, it came to be like somewhat of an obsession for me.
So when Kevin hears that a big super hacker named Eric Hines wants to talk to him, he calls him. Hines rattles off hacks he's pulled and well-known hackers he's worked with. Kevin is impressed and wants to hear more, but he has to be careful. He's on probation. Talking to Hines can get him into serious trouble. So Kevin decides to bring in his friend Lewis. He becomes the front man, doing most of the talking with Hines. On a phone call, Hines mentions a special internal testing system called SAS, used by the telco giant Pacific Bell. It can be used to monitor phone lines. In other words, to listen in. Kevin's never heard of it before, but he's instantly hooked. He wants access. Kevin does what he does best and manages to get in. Now he and Lewis can spy on almost any private conversation within Pacific Bell. Hines is a strange guy. His calls go through a middleman. Hines is hesitant about giving out his own phone number, and he doesn't appear to have a job, yet he's always talking about hanging out in expensive clubs. So Kevin and Lewis want to meet him in person. They set up a meeting at a burger joint. Once they arrive, they don't have to look wrong. You can't miss Eric Hines. He looks like a rock star. Kevin and Lewis don't trust Eric, and they make that
Thank you,
very
Jarvis, brother,
obvious.
for follow.
They place handheld scanners right on the table. They even sweep Eric's body with an RF detector, checking for hidden microphones. It picks up nothing. First, the conversation is cautious. The other party wants to reveal too much. But eventually, Kevin and Lewis tell Hines that they've already made it into the SAS system. To prove it, Lewis pulls out a floppy disk and inserts it into Eric's laptop. Hines is stunned. He warns them to stay away from SAS or they'll get caught. Kevin is suspicious of Hines, but it's clear he knows a lot about hacking, and he seems to have a master key giving him access to every phone company's central office.
I'm only level
Despite his
215.
suspicions, Kevin decides to stay in touch with Hines. The contact is just too valuable. Maybe they could trade information at some point. At this point, Kevin has crossed several lines. Again, he's violated the terms of his supervised release. He's back in regular contact with hackers. He's hacked into another phone company's system. And his gut tells him something is off. Through a series of calls, he finds out his phone is tapped. Who's listening in? And why? Maybe this has something to do with Hines. Kevin tracks down Hines' apartment and phone numbers. Then he checks into who actually owns them. Neither the apartment nor the phone numbers are registered to Eric Hines. They belong to a man named Joseph Warney. Kevin also gets a hold of another phone number linked to Hines under a different name. He calls the provider, pretending to be Hines, and says he's lost his phone bills, but someone fax him copies. Customer service is, of course, happy to help. It seems that Hines has been calling the FBI. Who is Eric Hines? An informant? An FBI agent? It doesn't matter. Whoever it is, they're on to Kevin. And if they catch him, he's going back to prison. Kevin starts listening in on Hines' calls. One day, he talks to someone who sounds like an agent, and they mention a search warrant. Kevin immediately starts destroying evidence. He reprograms his phone and clones it to a new number. He takes his computer and boxes of disks to a friend's house. The FBI could show up at any moment. And they do. In late September 1992, the FBI searches his apartment, but they don't arrest him. 3 months. That's all that's left of his supervised release. Maybe he can still make it. Maybe they don't have enough evidence. After all, he wiped everything. Kevin makes a decision. He stays in LA for the 3 months he has left. If they come for him, so be it. If they don't, he's gone for good. He'll start a new life somewhere in the US. He's already thinking about which city he'll go to. Then his supervised release finally ends. Kevin Mitnick is a free man. For a moment, he's relieved. He learns that Hines is indeed a snitch, that he worked with the feds. He must have told the FBI a lot about him. And eventually, Kevin learns that there's another warrant for his
Thank you,
arrest.
your worst fear
His
for
mother's
follow.
been
I
approached by
appreciate you guys.
agents searching for him. He has to run. But he can't escape what happens next. In just a year, his name will land on the front page of the New York Times. They'll call him a computer programmer run amok, one of the nation's most wanted computer criminals. He'll become cyberspace's most wanted.
Good. Thank you, Zero, for the follow. Appreciate you, gang.
This is Tsutomu Shimomura. He's a researcher at the
Yeah, come
University
through,
of
Raphael, of
California's
course,
San
man.
Diego Supercomputer Center. Shimomura doesn't look like your typical scientist. With his long hair and shorts, he's a cross between computer nerd and surfer dude. His main focus is the physics of computing, but more and more, He's being pulled into cybersecurity. He's become a valuable expert for the FBI and NSA. It's the final days of 1994. Christmas is over, and Shimamura makes his way home from the airport. He's exhausted. But before going to bed,
thank you for subbing on Wi-Fi,
hasn't checked
Andrea.
his voicemails in a while. He isn't prepared for the message he receives.
Damn you. My technique is the best. My boss is the best. I know artist technique. I know set mail technique. And my style is much better. Don't you know who I am? Speak, and my friend will kill you. Hey boss, your kung fu's really good. That's right. My style is the best.
At first, Shimamura thinks this must be a prank call, but two words stick out to him. Artist
Yo,
and
appreciate you,
send.
LeBron. Nice to
They're
see you back,
basic
my
system
goat.
tools used
Thanks
to
for the
move
follow,
files
bro.
around and send emails. But hackers also use both to exploit well-known vulnerabilities in Unix systems. Whoever left the message must know a lot about computer security. Maybe this has something to do with a very recent hack.
We're stopping
Just a few
UG.
days ago, someone broke into Shimamura's personal
1v1s are random,
On
bro.
his network, Shimamura
As long as
kept
you're
a
following,
collection
you
of
can play.
security tools, along with sensitive information about little-known bugs and vulnerabilities. Some of these were found on widely used systems. For a hacker, this information could be extremely valuable. What the intruders probably didn't realize is that one of Shimamura's machines was automatically copying records. These files were sent to a secure place in their network. The moment the break-in started, an alert was triggered at the San Diego Supercomputer Center. Within 24 hours, university staff kicked the attackers out.
I would appreciate if you
After
downloaded
being
his books,
hacked,
bro.
Shimamura and the students sought out the weak spots in his network and started fixing them. A few days after the first voice message, Shimamura gets another one.
Your technique will be difficult. Your technique is no good.
These guys are clearly baiting him. But why? He's been looking into records of the recent attack. Trying to reconstruct it, he realized just how much of his data was stolen. Tens of thousands of emails, personal files, and source code for programs he's written. His security systems were bypassed using a technique that until then has been mostly theoretical. IP spoofing. The attacker impersonated another computer's IP address. When data travels across the internet, it moves in small units called packets. Each carries an IP header with information on its source and destination. In an IP spoofing attack, the hacker modifies the source address in the header. This makes the packet look like it
1v1s
originated
are
from a
random,
trusted
gang.
source.
Make sure you're following if you want to play.
Shimamura contacts the Computer Emergency Response
My
Team
name's
for
pinned in the
CERT
comments.
about the attack. The group specializes in IT security. 2 weeks later, CERT issues an official warning about IP spoofing. The warning makes the front page of the New York Times. According to the article, many of the 20 million computers connected to the internet are at risk. Attackers can peek into systems and steal files. A few days later, the newspaper publishes a profile of Shimamura. He's considered one of the country's most skilled computer security experts. According to the article, he considers solving the crime a matter of honor. The press has created a cyber superhero, just as they created a cyber supervillain.
Thank you, Nathan, for
And
the follow.
eventually, the two
Appreciate
will
it,
go
gang.
head to head. In February 1995, Shimamura gets another weird voice message.
Ah, Tostomo, my learned disciple. Why you put my voice on the net? This is not good. Haven't I not taught you, grasshopper? You must learn from the master. I know all the techniques and styles. I know tiger claw style. I know trade. I know
Yeah,
crane technique.
baby.
I know crazy monkey technique. And I also know artist and send mail. Can you put my voice on the net? I'm very
1v1s are random,
disappointed, my
gang.
son.
Shimamura wants to know who this strange caller is, so he puts his own hacking skills to use and starts working closely with the FBI. One day, the user on an online hacker forum receives a notification. His account's storage is full. That's strange. He's barely used it. When he checks his directory, it's packed with mysterious compressed files and batches of emails. Someone must have taken over his account. Most of the emails are addressed to the same person, Tsutomu Shimamura. A student of Shimamura's goes through the stolen files and discovers a file named 0108.gz that contains the credit card numbers of over 20,000 Netcom customers. At the time, Netcom was a booming internet provider in the US. Shimamura teams up with Netcom to track down the person responsible. They discovered that the hacker used a Netcom account for some of the attacks. By cross-referencing the login times from the online forum with Netcom's connection logs, they find a match. One user stands out.
1v1s are random, LeBron, but I will
The
get
trail
around to you,
leads to
gang.
Raleigh, North Carolina. Now they know the attacker's location, but they still don't know who he is. Then the Netcom technician has an idea. The company has a tool that shows what a user types in real time, a keylogger. It was originally meant for troubleshooting, but Shimomura and the team can now use it to observe the hacker's moves. It looks like he's logging into a chat program. There, he starts chatting with another hacker. At first, they discuss security vulnerabilities, but then the topic shifts to Shimomura, who's watching them in real time. The hacker has no clue he's being monitored. He's fuming over a New York Times article and the fact that his photo ended up on the front page. For Shimomura, this is the final piece of the puzzle. The person who attacked his server must be
No
Kevin
one
Mitnick.
can control us. Oh yeah. Yeah, baby. Julius is mine, is mine, is mine.
Put the jacket. Go outdoors. Discover freedom.
And go to her. She'll let me go, so I'm gonna pursue her. No, not a rent to sip on. $1,000 when I get my own.
See life, like Ross it, in 5 minutes in your corner.
Save up to £482 on your car insurance.
What's poppin'? Anne told you. E-Hoppy? I have no idea, bro. Who is that, Raphael?
February 15, 1995. Kevin's been on the run for over 2 years. He's applied to a number of jobs using a fake identity, but nothing came of it.
No one
He's at his
can
computer, as always,
control us.
when he notices that back doors he's been using have recently been patched. Something's off. Like many other times in his life, it's the FBI. They ask if he's Kevin Mitnick. He says he's not. They enter and start searching his apartment. They go through his closet. In the inner pocket of an old ski jacket, they find a piece of paper. It's a pay stub, made out to Kevin Mitnick. Shit.
Yeah,
The next
baby.
day, Mitnick is taken to court. The room is packed with journalists.
No.
Shimomura is present too. Superhero and supervillain face each other in real life for the first
Bring the
time.
money, just
The hearing
spend
only
it.
lasts a few minutes, then Mitnick is let out of the courtroom.
Take it with you.
As he passes Shimomura, he
Beefing
nods
about
and
the
says,
money, what's
"I
the
respect your
problem?
skills." Shimomura nods back.
I got him.
Kevin Mitnick's
Yeah.
arrest made headlines across
Raphael,
the
I'll get you
country
next,
for
bro.
3 days straight. Once again, he landed on the
Guy,
front
you
page of the New
cannot
York
take it
Times.
with you.
The most wanted cyber thief is caught in his own web. The LA Times wrote, "To some, Kevin Mitnick is an
I got
electronic
him.
terrorist."
Yeah.
His trial takes place in North Carolina, and California wants to prosecute him too. So he makes a deal. He pleads guilty to
No
a
way,
single
Raphael.
charge.
Did you
The
1v1
other
her?
charges in North Carolina are dropped and he's transferred back to his
Yeah,
home state.
holla.
In September 1996,
Yeah,
he's charged on 25 counts.
holla.
He's accused of
Nah,
hacking
my
companies
friend
like
is.
Motorola, Nokia, and Fujitsu during his 2 years on the run, stealing software worth millions. The total damage claims eventually reach almost $300 million. As the trial goes on, support for Mitnick grows.
It's for my
The hacker
gang, I do
community
this for
rallies behind
my
him.
gang.
Some
I do
question his
this for
guilt.
my squad,
The
I do
free
this
Kevin
for
movement
my
emerges.
gang. I do
Supporters
this
believe
for
he's
the
being treated
damn
unfair and that his
thing
case is being
train.
exaggerated. Author
I'm
Jonathan
spending money
Lakeman
just
questions
to
whether it
spend
was
it.
really Mitnick who broke into
When you
Shimomura's
die, you
systems.
cannot take
He
it
also
with you.
doubts that Mitnick left the
You're
voicemails.
beefing my money,
On
what's
the
the
day of Mitnick's
problem?
arrest, Shimomura received 2 more mysterious
I
messages.
got him.
My friend,
Spend money,
this
just
is
spend
what
it.
to reiterate.
When you die, you cannot take it with you. Right. Oh, the goatee is indeed. I got him.
Hackers attack websites like Yahoo and the New York Times, leaving messages demanding Kevin Mitnick's release. Others criticize a book about the takedown of Mitnick. They think the author, Jonathan Markoff, may have embellished the story. A film studio secures the rights to a movie adaptation. In March 1999, Mitnick accepts another team of prosecutors. He pleads guilty to 7 of the 25 charges. Combined with his earlier conviction,
Unfortunately, no. You would have won anyway,
Raphael.
Raphael. I had a
By
100%
this time,
faith
he's
in
already
you.
spent 4 years in pretrial detention. What was once claimed to be nearly $300 million in damages is reduced to $4,125 in restitution. The Mitnick case becomes a symbol for America's hacker paranoia. Even after he's served his sentence, the restrictions on him are severe. For 3 years, he's banned from using any computers. No cell phones, not even a TV. The only electronic device he's allowed to use is a landline. He isn't allowed to take any job that involves access to computers. And even back then, they were everywhere.
Damn, is that you,
Kevin
Raphael?
Mitnick appeared on 60 Minutes. For the first time, he spoke directly to the American public.
I saw myself as an electronic joyrider having a great time on the information superhighway. I felt like I was like James Bond behind the computer.
was a big game. I was just having a blast. Did it ever occur to you that perhaps what you were doing was wrong? Oh yeah, it was an invasion of privacy. Going and getting access to other people's information is obviously a gross invasion of privacy, and it is wrong. And that didn't bother you? At the time I was doing it, A con artist trying to make big money is easy to label. You can put him in a box. But for people like Mitnick, there was no box. Maybe that's what fueled the myth of him as the dark side hacker and cyber thief. On January 21, 2000, Kevin Mitnick walks out of prison. Technically, he isn't allowed to use computers for 3 years after his release. But his probation officer starts making exceptions.
Yo, what's poppin',
Mitnick
Reaper? How you
presents
everywhere?
himself as a cybersecurity expert. Companies pay him to find their security flaws. He appears publicly as a specialist and writes several books. In his biography, he recalls that a single word
Do you
changed
cue? I
hacking
do indeed.
forever.
Come through,
Authorization.
Geophone.
It magically transformed him from the most wanted hacker into one of the most sought-after security
Hit a
experts.
follow as well if you're new here, gang.
On July 16, 2023, Mitnick died of pancreatic cancer at the age of 59. Obituaries honor him as a pioneer and legendary hacker.
Good luck, Raphael.
Thanks again to boot.dev for sponsoring this video. Check out the link in the description and use code FIRM for... You're in a high-stakes private poker. You know.
A long and exhausting day in Gaza is drawing to a close. These journalists are tired and hungry. It's been several days since they've eaten. Some struggle not to faint. Others already have. Sometimes live on air. But they feel a responsibility to continue working. The 6-man was developed by the US Navy. It's a
Thank you, Dylan, for the follow. As long as you're following, you can play.
How do they know what or who started the Palisades fire, a blaze that destroyed thousands of homes in Los Angeles, consumed over 20,000...
in a remote cabin in Texas, lost.
Thank you, Star, for the follow. Thank you, Alexis Leon, for the follow. Thank you, Ainamar, for the follow. I appreciate you, gang. My phone battery is 10%. Damn, you need to put that on charge ASAP. So I was replying to a message. Thank you, Demon Angel, for the follow. I appreciate you. Chat, if you want a 1v1, you must be following.
Thanks to
Thank you, Alexis, for the follow.
The library was located in the middle of the city and was totally abandoned in the evenings. I only worked in the evenings when all the older staff had already gone home. My colleague and I were the only one left there that night, as it was the day before Christmas and a blizzard was going on outside. Not one single customer inhabited the building. My colleague Thomas was down at ground level, while I was sitting at my desk on the top level. Normally, I would take the time to study, but it was the holidays, and I was completely bored to death. The library was recently renovated,
Oh, sorry to hear that,
so I could
Charlie.
look outside through the big windows that they had put up. I mostly looked at the blizzard going on, thinking about my bike ride home. It was a dark December evening when the snow was piling up. I just really wanted to go home. It's really snowy out there, Tom. What do you say we close up early? No one's going to show up anyway. Over. Your jokes are funny. Over. Just 10 minutes before we closed, I heard some people coming up the stairwells. It was some kind of family. One man and a woman with 2 girls. When they came through the door, I immediately saw that they weren't ordinary. The man had a pale, almost white face and wore red lipstick. The woman was also completely pale. They all wore clothing like they used to be in the 17 or 1800s. I just had my history exam, so I recognized it immediately. While I walked towards them, I saw that they were looking around as if they were lost. "Can I help you folks?" I asked them. They looked at me with big eyes. I was talking Chinese. I almost thought about bailing, but as we just had a meeting about customer satisfaction, I asked again, a bit louder. "Can I help you folks?" They now all looked at me with a big smile and large eyes. I was totally creeped out and I didn't really know what to do anymore. "If I can help you, I'll be at my desk," I said, and I quickly walked away. When I was at my desk, I could still see the family just standing there, doing absolutely nothing. Tom, have you seen this family?
My name's pinned in the comments if you want to play with me, gang.
No, no one's come through the entrance. You good? Over. Now I was even more creeped out. When I looked up, I saw the man walking towards me. From the inside, I could almost cry, but I did my best not to show it. The man stood in front of me with his pale face and called out something in a language I couldn't understand. It sounded like English, but it sort of wasn't. I couldn't make out anything. I looked down at my computer to make it look like I was searching, hoping it would just take off. When I finally looked up, nobody was there. The whole floor was abandoned again. I did a quick sweep of the floor, but I found nobody. As if they just vanished. Just then, my colleague came up the stairs, and I told him what happened. He didn't believe me, and I thought I was trying to scare him. Luckily, there were security cameras in the library, so we could just watch what happened, right? After we closed the library,
My name's pinned in the comments if you're going to play with me, gang.
Looked at the footage from earlier that evening. What I saw then was the creepiest thing ever. I was talking to nobody. The whole family wasn't on the screen. It was just me, talking to myself. Looking for a new roommate is always a daunting task. Even though
Thank you for sharing the stream, LeBron.
Get to know that person, you don't truly find out who they are until you start living with them. I began searching for a roommate after I decided to leave my current residency. I was contacted a couple of hours after placing an ad on Facebook.
You're good, Raphael. You're good. Thank you, One Deal 2K for the follow.
Hey, Chris. I'll be moving out of my current apartment this August, and I'm looking for
Viltrum, I accepted your friend request, bro.
California this year. I'm
My name's pinned
27
in the
and
comments
I'm
if you're going to
currently
play with
going to
me, chat.
school. When I'm not at school, I enjoy hiking and watching movies. I also apprentice at a taxidermy shop on the days I don't have class. Hope it's not weird. It's always been a fun hobby.
Everyone's welcome to
Anyway,
1v1,
I'm
Charlie.
looking forward to hearing
Come
back
through,
from you.
man.
Have a great day. Lunaire.
My first and most obvious reaction after reading the message was to check her profile. She was a medium height, had long,
Thank you,
messy blonde
Laureen, for the
hair
follow.
and
I
green
appreciate
eyes.
you.
In her profile picture, I saw her standing with a man and a woman shoulder to shoulder. They each adorned goofy grins and held up peace signs. Under the photo, the caption read, "But my roommates, I smiled to myself and decided to send her a message back. The sun beat down on us as we hoisted various objects to the second floor of our new apartment. It took us a couple days to get everything out of the moving trucks and into our new place, but as soon as we did, a wave of
Thank you,
relief
Messi,
washed
for the
over
follow,
our
gang. I
sweat-drenched
appreciate
and
you.
sore bodies.
Chat, if you want to
After
play
a
with me,
couple
you
more
must be
hours of
following.
rearranging, we each grabbed a beer from the fridge and sat on the porch. We reminisced about old 90s cartoons and what video games we obsessed over as kids. And as the sun started to set, I truly felt relaxed and confident that things were going to work out. A week later, I started a new job for a construction company that was owned by a good friend of mine. As I
Thank
was
you,
getting
Kibby,
ready,
for the
I
follow,
heard
bro. I
front doors
appreciate you.
swing open.
Your friend is
I walked
welcome to
into the
join the
living
server.
room
My
to see
joins are on.
Mary
Chat, if you want to
and
play with
David
me,
sliding
you must
in a
be
large
following.
box. What you got there? I asked. Through a strange grunt, she replied.
I bought a freezer to store some of the animals I'm planning on using in my tax firm work. I hope that's alright.
I was obviously hesitant at first, as there was no mention of this happening in the first place, but eventually accepted and returned to my room to continue getting ready for work. I came home at around 9 p.m. after having a couple of beers with friends and noticed that the freezer was nestled snugly in the lower part of the pantry. A low hum could be heard reverberating off of the inner walls. I was curious to see what was inside.
Thank you, Brasser, for the follow, bro. Chat, if you want to play with me, make sure you are following.
Changed into more comfortable clothing. After changing, I came back out to the kitchen and started making a sandwich. I opened the fridge and grabbed what I needed. As I turned around, I stubbed my toe on the edge of the island countertop and let out a long, exasperated grunt. From my frustration, I slammed the fridge door shut and checked my toe to see if there was any bleeding. As I raised my head back up, I was greeted by a shadowy figure. Lumiere was standing in the doorway leading to her room. The darkness behind her almost seemed to envelop her.
Is everything okay?
She said in a deadpan tone. Shh.
1v1s are random, bro.
I just slammed my toe into the corner of the countertop as I was making a sandwich and hope I didn't wake you.
Fine.
She said, same deflated tone.
When did you start a stream? 52
she
minutes
turned
ago.
around and walked back into the darkness of her room. I could tell that she was pissed, so I quietly made my sandwich and retreated
Why are
back
you
to my
lagging,
room as
Raphael?
well, only hearing the low
Is the
hum
stream
from the
lagging for you,
freezer as I
Raphael?
closed my door. I had the next day off, so I was able to sleep in a little longer than usual. When I finally emerged from my room, I walked into the kitchen to make breakfast. As I opened the refrigerator, I noticed that the light wasn't turning on and there was a lack of cold air escaping from inside. I turned around and flipped the light switch to confirm my suspicion. Sure enough, the power was out. Damn it.
Raphael, is the stream lagging for you?
I walked over
Chat,
to
if you want to play with me, you must be following.
Tell her about the power outage if she didn't already know.
Hit a follow if you're doing the stream.
I then remembered that she had classes that day and probably wasn't home. I walked back to the kitchen and past the pantry. As I did,
Thank you,
Free
for the follow. I appreciate you.
What the? I angrily exclaimed.
What's popping, Galaxy
as I looked
Gamer
down
gang?
at the floor, trying to figure out what I had slipped on. It was blood. It had started to leak from the corner of the freezer and pool to the floor. I quickly tried to open the freezer and find out the cause of the viscous liquid, but then I noticed that it had a padlock attached to it.
Thank you, Laran Dorsey, for the follow. Thank you, Adrian67509 for the follow. I don't play ranked.
I approached the freezer and set my tools down on the nearby countertop. I then pulled out a small pair of bolt cutters and snapped through the metal of the padlock. It fell to the ground with a large thud. I creaked open the top of the freezer and was greeted with a putrid stench that permeated my nostrils. I quickly pinched my nose and walked away gagging in response. I guess I should have realized that was going to happen, I muttered to myself in between gags. After gaining my composure, I grabbed some gloves from under the sink and started taking inventory. I could see a couple of dead birds and plastic bags wedged into the corners of the freezer. I took each bag out and set them in the trash can nearby. That's when I noticed that the blood was
Oh, the stream's not lagging, you got your gamers. Okay, bro, no worries. Yeah, I'm not sure why your game's lagging, bro.
I decided to open the top of the bag and peer inside. I was greeted by large, milky white eyes, a swollen black tongue surrounded by cracked and bloated lips, the matted hair of a human head. I swiftly dropped the bag and fell backwards on the floor. My breathing had ceased to exist, and I grabbed the trash can next to me and expelled my disgust into it.
Bro, if you wanna play with me, drop me a friend
Door,
request. My name's
got into
pinned
my
in the
car,
comments.
called the police. As I sat in the interrogation room with a blanket over my shoulders, I couldn't help but think about the face I'd seen. It looked so familiar. That's when it finally hit me. I pulled out my phone and looked at Lunair's profile picture. It was her old roommate, the one she said was moving to California. When the detective entered the room, she started the questioning process, asking me if I started noticing any weird behavioral occurrences around the apartment. Yeah, I stubbed my toe the other day. She creepily stood in the doorway. It seemed like she was pissed, but for some reason I had a strange feeling like she was concerned about something. That's when I connected the dots. She'd come out to the kitchen because she heard me stub my toe. She came out into the kitchen because she thought I slammed the freezer instead of the fridge. A cold sweat started to form on my forehead as my surroundings became blurred. I could hear a low whine slowly starting to cover
Chivy,
up the
man.
words of concern
Thank you.
from the detective.
Thanks for the raid, I appreciate you,
As
bro.
my vision started to clear,
What's
I
good,
could see another
JKM?
officer enter the room, whisper something into her ear as he handed her a piece of paper. Do you have somewhere you could stay at? She asked. I mean, I was planning on staying with my parents. They live about 30 minutes outside of town.
Fair. Thank you, J24 for the follow.
She paused. Listen, I don't want to worry you, but we found this picture inside of your apartment. She slipped a piece of paper across the table. And I
Thank you,
immediately
Gam
felt like
Leader,
someone
for the
kicked me
follow,
in the
bro. I
chest.
appreciate you.
The head of Lunair's other roommate sat on the chair. In the background, scrawled on the wall with blood, read, "Love my roommates. All of them."
Yo, what's poppin', Maddie? How have you been, bro?
AJ is back. Joshua versus Premier this Saturday live exclusively on
No worries, Raphael.
The beans everyone's talking
You
about.
enjoy that.
And the beans that need no introduction.
Moonlight peered through my window as I jolted awake. My clamorous breaths disturbed the
Appreciate you,
silence
Iron.
of
What's
my
poppin',
dark
the
room.
master boy?
I had just come out of a frightful dream and had the
Snacks.
thinking it was all too
I got
real.
Chris down there.
With sweat on my brow, I sat up and grabbed my water from the nightstand and took a sip from the now warmed glass. My hands shook as I recounted my
I'll make food
nightmare
at that
of a
time.
one-headed man. In my dream, I was walking through my neighborhood, the streetlights flickering as I made my way down the uninhabited sidewalk. Nothing threatening, just a walk through the midnight hours. A block down, I could see a figure in the distance, walking slowly towards me. His steps seemed mismatched and labored. He passed a few houses looking straight ahead, neither looking left nor right. His head was fixed on the sidewalk in front of him. As I was getting closer to my home, I could see him slowly starting to embark on my territory. I quickly rushed to my front door and hurried inside. Through my window, I could see him walk past my property. I was thinking to myself, oh God, please have him keep going, please. He was just about to walk all the way past my front yard when he stopped. His body shifted abnormally as he turned to face my home. He just stood there, looking, not moving, just
Yo, what's poppin', Espresso? Long time no see, Mally.
skeletal goat. His body was pale and fragile. His fingers were thin and bony. I thought to myself, what does he want? Slowly, he
It's been
started
good,
lifting
LeBron. What have you been up
quivering
to today,
arm,
man? How's your day
coming
been?
right at me.
I'm always tired, Mally.
I started to backpedal into
You are in the
darkness
stream,
of
by the
my
way,
house,
A6.
when all of a sudden he let out a
Yo,
huge
yo,
A6.
A6.
That's when I woke
You're
up,
in the stream.
too frightened to go back
Like,
to bed.
you're in the stream completely. You're in the screen entirely.
I The television and saw that the local news for early risers was on. My stomach dropped. My body suddenly turned cold as I listened to the current news report. The news anchor on the television said, "Breaking news. A woman who lived on Columbia Avenue has been murdered. Local officials say that they received an anonymous phone call from the victim's home. We arrived at the house at around 12:20. We saw the victim inside in a card which rested next to her. The sheriff held up the card. On the back of it, I could see the image of the horn-headed man. The officer started to read. One down.
Thank you, Seth Men, for the
Slowly
follow.
I go.
W.
He then
Raphael, man.
lifted his head
Enjoy.
back up. His blood started trickling from his eyes and mouth. I sat there shaking. I couldn't breathe. Columbia's just 3 blocks away from me. I jumped out of my bed and ran
Thank
to
you,
my
Romaster
window.
Boy, for the follow.
Something within me made me want to look outside. That's when I saw him. He just stood there, looking, not moving, just looking. The horn-headed man, his body pale and fragile, his fingers thin and bony.
Everyone can 1v1 as long as they are following.
It was a late, moonless, snowy night. I heard the chilling cry of the bobcat as I arrived home from my parents' house, where we had just had Thanksgiving dinner in northern Michigan. Exhausted, I finally made it to my bed, when my pregnant girlfriend asked for nacho cheese munchies.
Of course, everyone can play as long as they're
I
following.
laced up my boots and went to my car. Due to the cold, it took me a while to start the car, which only made me more irritated. But eventually I got it started, and I arrived at the convenience store to retrieve my girlfriend's mandated snacks. As I left the store, walking back towards my car, I saw a shadow of movement out of the corner of my eye.
Depends what sort of bike.
What looked like a person stood
What
near the
bikes we're
dumpster,
talking.
just out of the light. I stepped towards the figure. She looked at me with a giant, sinister smile. Her face was so weathered, it looked like she had cracks all over her face. She was crouched down and appeared to be chewing on something. I looked to see what she was chewing on. To my surprise, it was a severed arm. It looked old, as if it had been rotting for weeks. I saw her glance at something in her pocket. I could see the outline of what looked like a pocket knife. As soon as I looked back up, she quickly charged me. I pushed her away and then ran back to the convenience store. I burst through the door and frantically yelled towards the cashier to call the police.
You don't have to
and
use
turned to
knife, you
lock
can
it.
use whatever you like,
He
bro.
asked me, "What's going on?"
That's just my main.
I scowled at him and said, "Please, just call the cops." I looked back outside and saw the woman had moved across the street and was still scrutinizing me as she maintained her benevolent grin. "Look, there's a girl out there who's trying to kill me." Looking over me, he replied, "I don't see anyone out there, sir." Those words shook me, even to this day. When the police reached the gas station, they began looking around for the woman while one of the officers asked me,
Thank you, Akash, for the follow.
I
Appreciate
just
you, guys.
watched the Gideon arrest and body cam footage. Zoinks. Oof. But in Gideon's case, at the height of his popularity,
Thank you, Green,
he
for the follow.
decided to walk the path of God. He found his faith again, and over time decided to make a drastic change and stopped doing that content, which I think is extremely admirable and something that you just do not see happen. It doesn't happen, period. And now these days, his content focuses on having predators arrested. So he's worked to catch a lot of really, really evil bad people. And the vigilante predator catching community is something that's blown up online over the years, obviously, and in a lot of cases it's handled extremely poorly where the predators don't get arrested. They instead just get built the
Thank you, Raiden, for the follow. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you are following if you want to play chat. My name is pinned in the
They can
comments.
monetize the shit out of it out the wazoo online without any care for doing it properly and getting them arrested. So they continue to still be a danger to children around them. In Gideon's case, I really felt like...
Thank you, Pasanti, for the follow. Thank you, Anderson Mendez, for the follow. Chat, my name is pinned in the comments. Gonna play with me. Thank you, Mali, for cycling.
So I know a lot of people
His life.
criticize like the reason behind it, like are they actually doing it for justice and to try and protect anyone, or is it just for their own financial self-gain? Which is a perspective I can totally understand. That is a very valid thing to be bringing up.
Redz, you doing private? I will be doing private, Raphael. Yes, sir.
The bad when it's handled
Just
properly
waiting for
and
me
they actually
to
get arrested.
finish
So in Gideon's
drying
case,
her hair.
I would say that even if the motive has been money, which I'm not entirely sure if that's
Make sure
why
you're there
he's
for
doing it,
private,
I do
Raphael.
get a sense that he genuinely cares. The fact that many of the predators that he has investigated has led to actual jail time and arrest, taking them out of positions where they can continue to prey on children, is obviously a good thing to get them out of there. So, I do like Gideon. But, boy howdy, this arrested body cam is a very bad look, unfortunately. For that. People fucking kill each other over that shit daily. This ain't a game, man. What do you mean?
When a man named Joe contacts Woodhaven police officers
Hi,
from
Joe.
local McDonald's in Michigan, claiming that his nephew and his friends are stalking him. His nephew is 30-year-old Kenneth Chambers, who runs the YouTube channel
CG,
which currently has around 2.5 million subscribers and is well known for doing sting operations. Joe tells the officers that Skeeter and his friends have been following him and filming him throughout the day. Over the past several months, Skeeter has amassed millions of views on his channel by posting videos.
Thank
about
you,
his
Nora
uncle,
D.
but
Leon,
Skeeter
for the
and his
follow.
friend
Chat, my name is pinned in the
collaborator,
comments if you want to play with me.
I exposed my own uncle. So is his Uncle Cotton one of the pedophiles things, or what's going on here?
About his uncle, but Skeeter and his friend and collaborator, 25.
Thank you, Five Nights at Freddy fan, for the follow, gang.
Inside Squatter's house until he leaves.
Appreciate you.
Is that the uncle then? Is that Joe? So is he a squatter?
If you want to play with me, make sure you're following. My name's pinned in the comments.
Using my grandmother, who is also his mother. And before that, he was doing the same thing to his grandmother, which...
And he's a Red Wings fan. You forgot to mention that. He is also a Red Wings fan. Are you kidding me? Uh-oh.
Appreciate the follow, gang.
Is my great-grandmother.
Skeeter explains that despite repeated warnings from the family, his Uncle Joe refused to leave his grandmother's house and had been squatting there for months. So, he decided...
I was going to go over there and kick his ass myself. But then I thought, wait a minute. I have a YouTube channel.
I can get views, yeah, of course.
So I could just expose him on the internet and make some money off of him.
Okay. How is that going? You're making money off him, but are you actually helping your grandmother? I'm new to this here, but it doesn't seem like it. It seems like it's more about you making money off of your grandmother being exploited than actually getting the fucking problem solved. Am I crazy? That's what it's looking like immediately here.
According to Skeeter, when Joe still refused to vacate the home, he came up with a plan alongside Gideon to solve the problem once and for all. He moved Gideon into his grandmother's house, eventually forcing Joe to leave the property and end up at McDonald's.
Oh, there we go. He evacuated.
The harassment did not stop there. He claimed Skeeter, Gideon, and their film crew continued following and filming him at the restaurant, ultimately provoking him to call the authorities. But one of the officers soon notices an orange sedan following them as they transport Joe to the Woodhaven Police Department, where a friend is supposed to pick him up. Shortly afterward, Skeeter and Gideon arrive at the station with a large group of people, demanding to speak with Joe. By then, Joe has already left for McDonald's again, and when the detective tells them that Joe is not at the station, Gideon mentions filing a missing persons report, arguing that officers had taken Joe away from the house.
Yeah, Joe went missing. You guys stole him.
What?
Where did they take him, JD? I might have JD like go make like missing missing people. You know, Joe?
We're trying to find him. He's hiding from us.
Yeah, he's not in here, I promise.
You promise? You pinky promise.
Chat 1v1s are random. If you wanna play,
So,
make sure you are
but he's not in
following.
the house either, so what's the point? That's like the whole goal, right? To get him out of the house?
Yo, Knight, what's poppin'?
Mission accomplished?
What's
What does this
poppin',
do?
Magic Roblox?
No,
Well,
I
maybe
don't
join, I
understand
guess.
why
I
they're
may
going
want to
across
ask her.
town now,
Yeah, I think she's drying her hair at the
looking to
moment.
file a missing persons report.
Currently drying her hair and then
Other
she'll
fast food employees trying to locate this guy. I guess, yeah, maybe just to keep farming him.
Pinky, 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 pinky promise.
Thank you, Yo Knight, for the follow. Appreciate you, gang.
Is it cool if I check real quick? Just make sure. I can. I'm gonna just check real quick, okay?
It's around 3 p.m. now, over 4 hours since this situation first began. And as an officer arrives at the restaurant to speak with Joe again, he has no idea that Skeeter and Gideon are
Appreciate
about
you,
to
bro.
bring the storm.
I thought for sure that was Jack Doherty. I was gonna say, what the fuck is he doing there? I like Gideon here, but I truly don't understand what this is. I really don't get this. If the goal was to get him out, you got him out. Why are we farming him at fucking McDonald's? This doesn't really seem like it's actually to try and get justice or try and get him out of the house.
They're at his house, and they're not doing anything illegal. It's just super annoying. They're trying to get him riled up so they get their YouTube. We're just trying to find somewhere for Joe to go because they have access to the house and want to be there, and so is Joe. So we can make some.
Yeah, squatters fucking suck. I'm all for annoying the shit out of squatters. Do whatever it takes to get them out of the house. Bro, I've yapped about squatters so much, bro. I'm not gonna talk here.
Raphael, Mimi's just drying her hair and it's gonna come.
But this is just, it really doesn't feel like it's about that. It genuinely does just feel like it's trying
Everyone's
to farm
welcome
them
to
for
join.
views off of it. Because there's just no reason to be chasing around like fucking restaurants and shit. So they got the Modern Warfare 2
Thank you, Milis
UAV
Hassini, for the
online
follow.
here, and they are tracking Joe down. They are sniffing him out.
Make sure you are
hunting him
following me
down.
for the play
Eventually,
chat. My name is pinned in
it
the comments.
all bubbles over in the Thunderdome McDonald's, which
My
and listen,
joins
so
are on if you
real
wanna play.
question mark for me. I don't fucking get it. Just like items on the top shelf of my kitchen, I don't get it. I like really. Why chase him around? Why fucking follow him around the town here like it's some kind of tailing mission in Assassin's
My day is
Creed?
good, LeBron. How's your day?
Like,
Ramar
getting squatter out
Starboy, bro.
is something
1v1s
that
are
I think
random.
everyone understands and can get behind. You know, that's a big old pat on the ass moment because squatters, for some reason, it becomes such a tricky landmine in the legal system where they end up having more tenant rights than you do as the homeowner. And it's so fucking convoluted, it's so messy, it is disgusting. So I think most people understand wanting to annoy squatters and do what you can on your own
Yo,
to take
what's
care of
poppin',
it, since the
Braylon?
system doesn't like to actually do anything about it. So oftentimes it does end up with people taking matters into their own hands to try and solve the issue, which it seems like in the beginning that was the goal, but it's clearly morphed into something else, which is now just making a big spectacle out of it to farm as much money and as many YouTube views out of it as possible.
1v1s
And
are
Joe
random chat,
is
but my
obviously
name's
no
pinned in the
peach.
comments.
He's a
Gonna
real
play
piece
with
of
me.
work. This guy, I'm only just now learning about him through these videos, but this guy doesn't really seem like a saint or anything. But even still,
Thank you, Vincent,
like,
for the follow.
they were in the wrong, chasing him around to like fucking McDonald's and shit, and trying to send like army of children in there to like bypass getting trespassed. Like everything that you could do wrong was done wrong here.
The shelters, I'm really close to here. Like you said, that his buddy trying to find somewhere and trying to keep Joe out of the spotlight. So, yeah.
Thank you, Anime, for the follow, bro. I appreciate you.
So, thank you so much for the help.
Oh, good example. Yeah, the Asian Andy squatter. That's fucking iconic at this point. Yeah, the Asian Andy squatter. That I think is that honestly was handled like super well. Like legitimately, that was handled really.
Thank you, Solo, for the follow. I don't gift chat. No gifting in the stream. Yo, get off the screen so I can hear it in the background. It's echoing. It's echoing. Get off that bed. Yo, Shark, where have you been, my friend?
Hello.
I'm a 23-year-old male. I used to work for Airbnb as one of their contracted employees as their Tier 1 customer service. For those that don't know, Airbnb is a hospitality service where every day people can rent out their homes and apartments either partially or entirely to people as an alternative to renting a hotel. It's a very nice idea, although it's in a legal gray area because while there are no laws preventing it, there are no laws guaranteeing the rights as a tenant either, as there is with signing a lease or a home mortgage would grant you. If your host decides to cancel your reservation, your contract is considered null and void in our eyes, and you must leave the property, or you can be arrested for trespassing if the host wishes to press charges.
Thank you, Mr. Cake, for the follow. Thank you, Cindy Russell Mills, for the follow. I think I won't join in the next few days because you're going to Belgium for 3 weeks. Enjoy, my friend. What's poppin', Anuruddha? How are you? Thank you, Unknown, for the follow. Appreciate you, guys.
My work was within 1/4 of a mile from an oak. I called into the office and I told them that I would be late because I had just wrecked my car, and thankfully they understood. I arrived an hour later and my trainer sat in between two girls who had been chatting away in an attempt to get them to quiet down and pay attention. Needless to say, it didn't really work because the girl to my right, Lily, would just lean forward and talk as if I weren't even there. The girl to my left, Amy, would do the same and it was hard to pay attention to the instructor. There was another girl there, Susan, sitting to the right of Lily, who would try to join in on the conversations. It was just not very effective, even though she had the most boisterous voice in the room. I'm pretty sure the two girls were just ignoring her mostly, as her comments seemed forced. I could tell she had no idea what she was talking about, and just came across as pretentious and rude. During our first break, our conversation returned to relationships. Lily was single, and was crushing on her trainer. I was engaged and I was dating a girl whom I had a crush on since I was 12 and had plans to propose to in the coming months. They would help me plan out my proposal, things to do and things to avoid, and I'm pretty sure were more excited for me than I was. While we were talking in the front lobby, Susan comes up and hijacks the conversation. I have a boyfriend too, she said. He's 28 and has his own house and drives a Mustang. For context, Susan is 20, and I'm not judging her for dating someone 8 years older than her, but the more questions we asked, the more it seemed she just made this guy up. Now, those weren't malicious questions, but genuine questions trying to get a better idea of who she was dating and just trying to be nice. Well, he's not exactly my boyfriend. He's married, but
You're
he
one
says
v one of
he's
my
just
friend.
really
Nice. I have so much coolness on Roblox, but I can't get on the rivals.
She rattled on. I became more and more uncomfortable with this girl as she started talking about her boyfriend.
I'm probably gonna jump on private server after this shot.
Thinking it once over and then continue talking as if nothing happened. Made every hair on my body stand on end. I'm not firmly believe that there has to be some sort of physical attraction between two people for the relationship to work out. And even if I were single, I was not attracted to this girl in any way, shape, or form. After the end of our training day, I started to make my way to
Redz,
the
you good? The stream paused.
There was
What?
about 2 feet of snow on the ground.
Why did the
so
stream
I
pause? It
offered
shouldn't be
Amy a ride
paused.
home, as I left on her way.
The stream
I
should be
really
live.
appreciated the offer and offered to fill up her gas tank before
Thank you,
I
Kat,
was
for the
in.
follow.
Susan jumped in and asked for a ride as well. From the light rail station right
Thank
by
you,
my house.
Rooney, for joining.
Amy
Appreciate you,
offered to drop her
YYK
off at
Tom.
the light rail station just up the road, but
Appreciate you,
something
my
insisted
thick and
on
Raven.
being dropped
Yasso,
off
hit a
at
sub,
my
bro.
place. I didn't think anything of it.
I think it might be paused on Twitch. I have no idea.
It seemed too much of a coincidence that she wanted to be dropped off right at the one right next to my house, where there was another one so much closer. I was dropped off at my leasing office as I didn't want anyone to know exactly where I lived. When I removed it, I decided to order pizza instead of going out in the snow. I wanted to drown my sorrows in something as I had just lost my car. 45 minutes go by as we wait for the pizza. I understood it would take a little longer to get here.
D-Less, I accepted your friend request, bro. D-Less, I accepted you, bro. My name's pinned in the comments chat if you want to play with me.
Was sitting on our doormat when we arrived. I was intrigued because we had just moved in not more than a month ago, and I hadn't met any of our neighbors yet.
When are we going into the private server? In the next 5 or 10 minutes, bro.
was a letter from Susan.
You unfriended me? Send me a friend request, bro.
One of the hearts with an arrow through it. How did she know what building I lived in? I thought to myself, let alone apartment number. I tore the letter to pieces and threw it away without a second thought. In hindsight, it was a stupid idea, but I wasn't anticipating what would happen next. The next day at work, Susan approached me and asked, "Did you get the present I left for you yesterday?" And my main response was, "How did you find out where I lived?" "I used my admin credentials to access your test listing and created yesterday in training. I hope that's okay," she said, trying to act all shy and innocent. It's not. What's wrong with you? I swear to God, if you ever come to my house again, I wouldn't hesitate to call the cops." I shouted back. I was livid. Not only was that a gross invasion of my privacy, she knew I had a girlfriend and had plans to propose soon. 2 weeks went by, and Susan would constantly come up while I was talking with William and Amy, and insert herself into our conversation, and turn on into conversations about her and her boyfriend, and all the kinky sex they have now that divorce papers were finalized. I'm not going to judge people's fetishes or sex lives, but I really don't care to hear about all the dirty details, especially at work. Not to mention, our conversations were nothing along the lines to begin. We would talk about relationships, yeah, the topic of sex never came up. Susan would constantly message me on Google Hangouts, as that is what we used to get in contact with each other on the production floor, as our phones were not allowed because we have access to our users' personal information.
Thank you, Sam, for the follow. Appreciate you.
Their credit card or bank account, depending on if they were a host or a guest. So that was our only method of communication while at work. She would send me messages like, "I'm sorry, please forgive me," and "I just really like you and didn't know how to tell you. Can we just start over?" I would ignore these messages, and I eventually ended up blocking her altogether since the messages became much more aggressive as time went on. Why didn't you like me? It's because I'm fat, isn't it? Why didn't you answer me? I'd let you do anything you wanted to. Just say the word, I'll come over. What's your problem? Another would be lucky to have me. And most disturbing of it all, I'll just tell them I'm ranting if you won't let me come over tonight. I blocked her after that, and went to HR with my complaints. I told HR about her stalking and using her admin privileges to
Thank you,
access
Adam
my personal
Cool, for the
information.
follow.
And at first, nothing happened. I was brushed off and I was told the usual, "Oh, it's just a girl crush, she'll get over it." And in a way, you should be flattered. After all,
What's good, mindless?
of sexual harassment, right? Well, a month goes by and I was actually
You
put
sent
on
the friend
Team
request,
2.
say less.
Not really a promotion, but no go. And I wasn't even getting paid enough for the transition.
I accept your friend request, I do.
Such as mediation between
Thank you, mindless Alex, for the follow. Appreciate you, gang.
All 4 of us, Amy, Lily, and Susan, were all put on separate teams, thank God. But she would follow me to the drinking fountain, and would just stand behind me, then go sit back down after I left. Wouldn't drink, just stand. 2 weeks later, I get called into HR's office. I breathe a sigh of relief and I think this is finally over. I was wrong. I've been told that Susan has filed charges of sexual assault against me. Someone tried to rape her in the bathroom. I was dumbfounded. I asked them what proof they had, and they said they don't need any, and her word is good enough. After all, why would someone lie about something like that, right? I have every reason to try to hide something like that, while Susan is brave for coming forward. I tried to leave, but security stopped me at the door. I pushed past them and said, "I know for a fact that these rent-a-cops can't charge me for anything, so until that happens, I'll be at my desk." They let me go and I ran back to my desk.
Thank you, Dark Shepherd, for the follow. Appreciate you, gang.
The messages weren't deleted as well. Thank God they weren't. I had been taking screenshots of everything she had sent me over the past 3 months, and 2 police officers showed up about 10 minutes later. As they were putting handcuffs on me, I shouted at them, "My computer screen! Look at my computer screen!" All eyes were on me. The 250 people on the production floor had stopped talking.
Yo, what's poppin', Vova? How are you, gang? Yes, Mimi joined. Did she?
One of the police officers sat down at my desk and started looking over the messages. After what seemed
Hit a follow if you're new in the stream, Vova. Thank you, Shepherd, for the follow.
They bring Susan over and the same police officer looks her dead in the
No,
face
because
and
I've got a
says,
very loud fan in
"I
here.
want the truth. Did this guy raped
And I can't listen
She
to it.
nodded her head. The police officer replied, "Really? So care to explain this message you sent 2 months ago, stating that you were going to say he raped you if you didn't let you come over to his house?"
Thank you, Bees Boy, for the follow. Appreciate you.
Trying to say it wasn't true, and that I had been the one making sexual advances towards her, but she wasn't interested. Thank God the cop wasn't behind it. He said, "Young lady, we have all the evidence we need right here to disprove your claims. However, if you still insist that he raped you, we can investigate. Keep in mind that if it's found out that you were lying, you'll be in a lot more trouble than he is right now." She insisted that I raped her yesterday in the women's bathroom.
Lumi's lagging.
So I was
Damn.
officially arrested.
Is it because it's your servers?
Police station. They did a rape kit on her, and the cops asked for a DNA sample to compare it to the rape kit sample they took. I, of course, gave it to them and spent the next 2 days in jail. My family was notified, but I informed them that there was no point in spending my money on bail, as I knew I was innocent. On the 3rd day, I was released. No charges were being filed against me, as Susan admitted that she had made the whole thing up. I was asked if I would press charges for the false accusation and try to get a defamation case against her. I declined and was happy that she had been fired and settled for a restraining order. My girlfriend ended up breaking up with me because of all this, saying that she can never trust me again, even though I was found innocent. I guess, on the bright side, I was able to return the ring and put the funds towards a new car. My lease ended a few months later, and I moved across town, got a new job, and prayed every day. But I never see her again.
At Vistaprint, we print just about everything possible. Stickers with your logo, branded signage, or even 200 t-shirts with your face on. We're in. With our decades of know-how, we're ready to bring your ideas to life. Vistaprint. Print your possible at vistaprint.co.uk.
Damn, the lag must be crazy. Chat, we're gonna go into a private server. Just make sure you are following me if you want to play.
East Coast to the Pacific Northwest. We don't know anyone in the city. I just saved up a decent chunk of money and hopped on a plane. It was exciting, and we certainly haven't regretted it. The plan was to stay at hostels and cheap hotels until we could find work in an apartment.
I'm not doing 1v1s at the moment, bro. I will be playing private
Jobs without
server.
hope of getting off the plane. Finding somewhere to live was a nightmare. Everywhere we looked had incredibly steep requirements for credit scores and minimum household income. I tried all the legitimate sites at first, but after 2 months of hopping around to different hostels and hotels, we became desperate, so we decided to try Airbnb. Many of the listings we tried gave us just as much trouble at first. So one day, I was desperately scouring Airbnb for temporary rooms, and I come across one that seemed a little weird.
Not my bad.
A very large house in a nice
Is that better?
wanted to rent out a 500 square foot room for $600.
Everybody join the private server.
For an entire month, utilities included. In this city that was suspiciously cheap. He also wrote it in a random sort of way. It was almost half an ad for the room, and half an open letter to everyone that had recently accused him of being creepy. Now, obviously, we were so desperate that we wouldn't have even considered contacting this man. But we thought that we might have been at risk for running out of money before we could get in somewhere at this rate, so I gave it a call.
Yo, what's poppin'? It's Sass.
He actually suggested that we meet up with him in a public place to talk about the room first.
Do FIFA? I'm terrible at FIFA, bro.
In the hostel we were staying, but we didn't tell him which one, of course. He showed up late and looked surprised to actually see us there. He sat down and talked for a long time.
Can I join? Of course, bro.
He talked.
Make sure you're following.
He talked because he rambled non-stop about herself and how he felt
Accept my friend request. I accepted your friend request, Desire.
be an artist and a collector. In between him repeating himself many times about how the locals just don't understand his passions, he also told us that one he had advertised was currently filled with his collection, and everyone said what he had collected, and that if things went well, he would have to hire people to move it into storage before we could move in.
Say that's Raphael.
Stopped talking abruptly and ran to the restroom. We took this opportunity to discuss the
I accept your friend request, Ramar. So poppin' Saeed, Rough Fatima.
The threat of homelessness was known, so we agreed that we should at least see the place and decide based on that. I came back to the table sweating and flustered. We weren't sure why at the time, but we figured it out later. Before we could say anything, he blurted out,
Say that, so you following it, Sass?
You were surprised by this, but we just discussed seeing it, so we agreed.
Susbaka and Vlasic, I accept you both.
We would take public transportation later. He insisted that you drive us there since we didn't have a car. Now, we were obviously hesitant to get in his truck. It was obvious even to him, I think. But previously mentioned desperation is still a thing. We were pretty sure he wasn't going to try to hurt us. We were right, but it was still a bad decision in retrospect. So we crammed into the front seat of this tiny, rusty, ancient-looking pickup truck. My partner was pressed up against the door, and he was uncomfortably close to the driver as he continued his babble about how this city...
I'm Vlasic, just so you know, say less.
We used to hang out with shunts in these days.
Thank you, Moonlight, for the follow. Thank you, Rose, for the rose. Thank you, your name, for the rose. Accept friend request. One moment.
And he said something about how we were romantic and he envied our youth. We arrived at his house minutes after. We had been technically honest up to this point. His neighborhood was decent looking, and his home was a pretty large one-story ranch house. I knew out loud that he had bought up some part of his windows and several locks on his front door. He said that his
Thank you, Miguel, for the follow. I appreciate you, again.
And he was just protecting it from thieves.
Why did you unadd me? Sometimes my friend list becomes full, bro. It becomes too full, so I have to remove people.
This collection, the smell. This mental method of art, of which he was very proud, was apparently to take lots of innocent childlike things, baby dolls, stuffed animals, ceramic figurines, children's toys, and attach dildos to them. One of the most notable pieces referred to as his unicorn. It was a ceramic toast figurine that he sloppily saw the head of.
Thank you, Cat Tornadoes Football, for the follow.
And added a hand sculpted clay penis as the horn.
426 is crazy.
Rubber, plastic, and latex clothing, and gas masks. Both his collection and his art was everywhere. The place was so jam-packed with junk, every room had only a single file path. Going through it that you could walk without bumping into art or stepping in piles of fetish wear.
Sorry, man.
This fellow was definitely not concerned about cleanliness. This place reeked of mildew and old rubber. The carpet looked as if it hadn't seen a vacuum since the 70s. As we passed through the kitchen, he declared that he loves cast iron pans because you don't have to wash them. Just as we noticed that every countertop was cluttered with rusted pans that all looked to have decades worth of scorched food caked on.
You murdered her in cold blood. I didn't mean to. Please, can I join your matches? Of course, Apple user. My name's pinned in the comments, bro. Drop me a friend request and you can join. Pink, I accepted you, bro.
We said that my class moving in was a sure thing. He opened the door to the room and actually said, voila. I don't doubt that the room was around 500 square feet, but every inch of it was stuffed with clothing racks. The clothing racks were all packed with the same thing: shiny rubber, latex, and plastic pairs of pants with dildos sewn to the front of them. Up to this point, we were doing our best to avoid reacting to all the freaky stuff in this guy's home, because we were afraid it would snap on us if we did. But I started to notice after a while, though, that he was getting disappointed that we weren't.
The server link. I don't even know if I have the server link.
When shocking people with his creepy pants, and that this wasn't going as well as he had hoped.
Kaz, I accepted you, bro.
The room looked big enough, and then we'd like to go back to our hotel and think it over. He didn't have much of a reaction to that, but he agreed to drive us home. When he thought he wasn't looking, he took something out of his pocket and tossed it through the open doorway of a dark room on his way past it. I was afraid that it might have been his car keys, so I used the light on my phone to peek in as we passed the room. The whole room was a pile of tied-off used condoms.
Oh no, I accidentally started too quick. That is silly, man.
Masturbating at the restaurant and added the balloon to the pile before taking his bag. So he piled into his truck and had a
I do apologize.
back to the place we had met.
That was completely my fault.
This time around.
What's up in pizza? I do apologize to everyone who just missed out. That was my fault.
This is good. Thanks so much. Good to meet you. Okay, bye.
I added his number to my contacts as Mr. Creepy Pants. Over the next several days, he sent a few texts asking if we talked it over yet. I wanted to be polite, so I just said, decided against it, but thank you for the very nice offer. We responded with a face. Are you creeped yet? Copple and pasted over and over about 30 times. I'm not sure why I was still trying to be polite, but when he started sparing, I responded. No, we thought that your collection was lovely, but it's just so large that we can't bring ourselves to ask you to move it. It took about a few more days to respond, but he did. He took it better than I expected. Yeah, I really didn't want to move it.
Long time no see, my friend.
And I made a recommendation for a local burger place for some reason. I blocked his number shortly after that, just to be safe. My sister and I have never been on a holiday together, just the two of us. We went several times with our mom together. My parents are divorced, but my mother was the stressful kind of holiday plans. Cultural tours here, a day-long bus trip there, and back on the plain yard. So we decided to book a 5-day trip to a place we'd never been to. And both of us never can stand being in a place for more than a week. It just gets boring and we're restless adventurers. We traveled with Airbnb for the first time, and the place was amazing. It was on the top floor of the building with a huge balcony from which you could look down on the intersection until the end of each street. One street led directly to the port, and you followed it down past tennis courts and some parking lots of the hotels around the curve. My sister and I always went out for dinner. The seafood was great, and as the days passed, we explored further and further away from our apartment restaurants. And the last day we found a place that served sea urchin, which was about 45 minutes away from home.
We do only night. Not everyone will listen, unfortunately, bro.
A very strong, and for me as an inexperienced drinker, painful, little brain that packs a punch and finish it quickly. This being the 5th day already, I couldn't stand drinking more than one shot glass, so I left the rest of the small bottle with my sister. She said it would be rude of me to give. She could also handle a lot of alcohol than me. I left the place stuffed and with satisfied thirst.
Flame busted, damn. La France, thanks for following again.
Only until the curve I mentioned before. Once you reach the tennis courts, they're about 200 meters upstream to the intersection.
Remember, if you want to play chat, you must be following.
We got a group of gypsies, 7:39 p.m. Parking lots and the light the tennis court. They were aware of the situation. Greece is overall named for refugees and gypsies, although we didn't see any of them around directly. I thought uneasy because we were only 2 girls in the street, besides the group of people who were ready to sleep. My sister was a little happy from the alcohol, when I suddenly heard shuffling steps behind her. I could see the shadow of a skinny but tall man. I listened closely to his steps. He was still far enough away from me so that he couldn't suddenly grab me, but I felt very uneasy, as I was wearing high platforms and directly my sister in front of me. He starts picking up the pace, finally trying to adjust his walking towards us. Hey,
damn it.
I know the answer. He comes up to my right. I size him up, skinny but muscular.
Chat, remember, if you want to play the private server, you must be following. My name is pinned in the comments. Drop me a friend request and I'll accept it.
My sister asked me, what's that? Keep walking. He comes his name and tries to speak to my sister. Maybe thinking she would be easier to convince because she looks struggish. He starts speaking in a foreign language, which we honestly don't speak. She sheepishly tells him, what?
5:08 happening again, is that so?
I run up to my sister and pull her with me onto the street.
We're just waiting for Mimi, and then we can
tries
start.
to grab her by the arm and pull her back. Tense this moment, with a face of, don't even touch my sister. I step up to the guy and shove him with my hands in the chest and shout at him, no! Because it was when he stumbles backwards. I keep looking at him when I take a hand of my sister and walk faster. That's when he starts grinning.
It was a good game, I calmed out. My name is pinned in the comments if you want to play with me, chat. Make sure you are following. I can't believe there's level 426 in here. I mean, there's level 328.
Scared. We lock the door and let the lights out. From the balcony, we can see the guy walking into the entrance of our house. In and out for at least an hour before we finally left.
miss it. This year, be part of it. Scan the QR code to share your holiday clips with us, and you could win your next holiday. Don't miss out. Enter now.
Thank you, Back on White, for the follow. Appreciate you again.
Holidays you can trust. Aboriginal protected. Harry Potter, the full cast audio editions. Listen on Audible.
For a little context, I am currently a senior in college and live off campus with my two best friends. This time of year, particularly around Thanksgiving, my friends try to help me stay busy as it's typically available time.
Mimi said to start without her because her Wi-Fi is messing around.
Passed away 5 years ago, November 22nd. So as I said, it's a pretty easy time of year to get myself down in dumps if I don't stay happy. Every year for the last 3-4 years, I've gone to one of my friends' houses to celebrate Thanksgiving with their families. But this past year, I decided I wanted to just stay home on a long weekend. I figured I could catch up on work as well as my schoolwork, which was pretty far behind. My roommates and I didn't live particularly close to the university. We lived in the suburb about 15 to 20 minutes outside.
Bruh.
This was nice because we...
Why can't you join, Dalen? Are you following me?
Just attending the campus and then call afterwards. Anyways, there was one house in our street that didn't quite match the others. It wasn't that the house was worse than the others, but it had no landscaping and desperately needed a fresh coat of paint. My roommates and I knew the owner as he introduced himself one weekend a few years back. His name is Jacob. He's about 5'6" and probably weighed 100 pounds soaking wet. Every time we had an interaction with him, he was always very nice and polite. He even helped us fix our porch light that broke last summer. He seems to be very cordial with everyone in the neighborhood and saw numerous people with small handy jobs similar to what I just mentioned. On the Wednesday night leading up to Thanksgiving, I had 2 roommates families' houses in their hometowns. They both asked several times if I was 100% sure I wanted to spend Thanksgiving alone, and I'd be fine by myself. I honestly thought I would be, but perhaps enough time had passed that I could just focus on other things and not dwell on the past. I stocked up on Mountain Dew so I could stay awake after my assignments to play some PlayStation. At about 9 or 10 p.m., I went up to my room to throw on some sweatpants and grabbed the blanket to my bed. I glanced out my window and saw Jacob sitting on his front porch with 2 porch lights on. I didn't think anything of it and went downstairs into the kitchen and got a peanut butter and fluff sandwich. I would say I was in the kitchen for probably about 5 minutes or so, finishing eating and doing a few dishes. When I finally sat down to play some games, I thought I heard something hit the front bay window, so I went to take a look. First, I couldn't see anything. But then noticed that Jacob had now turned the porch lights off and was standing on his front lawn, staring at the
Dude, are you even jagging the garments?
looking towards the window.
Look at Charlotte Ferguson with a gift me.
A little creeped out, I tried calling one of my friends who knew I was still in town if she wanted to meet up or stop over to hang out for a little bit. She didn't answer, so I sat on the couch for a couple of moments trying to think out what to do.
Crazy auto. This guy is cracked AF.
Redz, I've reached level 6 in your life, bro.
Gang.
Oh my god. Oh, I can just learn the hard way.
Our community, you just tear it up. Let's go. Is Mimi joining? Is she not? Who knows? Thank you, Zach, for the follow. Thank you, King, for the follow. Thank you, Mike Chugs, for the follow. Thank you, Mark Zion, for the follow. Yeah, thank you. Put the sound down so I can hear it screaming. Because you're on the stream as well, and it's going to echo. Thank you, Che, for the follow. Appreciate you. Thank you, user, for the follow. Yeah, this is a different game mode, bro. Nice. See you later, Shark Man. Nice to have you here. Can I join? Of course, for as long as you're following, you can join, man. Kaz don't want good teammates, damn. Which game mode, Ducky? Let's pop in Kyrim.
Because he blew the other iPhone charger in there.
One on the floor, innit? There's one connected to that iPhone on the floor.
Take it off that iPhone.
Have a look on that iPhone on the floor.
Yeah. Pause the stream. You're vibrant.
I like this map, I can't lie.
Bro, that kind of reminds me of like Nuketown.
I can't lie, I think it is a copy of Nuketown.
Just like the non-copyright infringement version. Then when do you reckon the stream is?
Probably like another 10 minutes.
Still standing there staring.
We can do a normal one after this.
Tonight, the lads are having a big night in with a takeaway. However, two of us will be receiving takeaways worth £1,000 and the other two just £10 orders. I have entirely nabbed this video concept off my cousin, so make sure to go and check his video out that we recorded last week and comment something to brighten up his day. Right, so I needed a nice fair way for us to decide who gets the £10 takeaway and who gets the £1,000 takeaway. I have got Ollie to just go through some photos on the internet. I have not seen these, I should stress. He has made 4 gender swap photos of us.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No. Oh, well, yours is tragic this time. Because you got a nice jawline on that, mate.
No, I look like I'm having a stroke. I thought we could vote who is the best looking. Ugliest and best looking get the £1,000 ticket.
Thank you, Jamal Jones, for follow. Appreciate it again.
1 to 4, 1 being most attractive, 4 being killer.
Why have I got lipstick on like that?
That's pretty impressive. Has Ollie done that himself? What Ollie does in his spare time is dancing.
It's as if mine's got a big tongue up. You know, this is the problem.
Stephen!
I'm trying to think based on my mums and sisters' genes, yeah.
Stop talking. Just stop. Jesus Christ. So stick your answers in the chat. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, it's a you two are getting the £1,000.
Thank you, J Tez, for the follow. I appreciate you guys.
I mean, I'm talking, there's no way to get £1,000 of food here. I think for mine, don't bother trying to spend a load. Just get me a nice meal. I'll be satisfied.
That's all people think. Right, so to work out who is going to be buying for who.
Hello, Neilon. I don't gift chat. Everyone's welcome to play. We're going to do one more after this. And then we are going to call it a night.
Okay. You can't, it's impossible, it's impossible.
So buying for Stephen.
No, it's gonna be Will. Yeah.
And that means that I am buying for Will.
Yeah, who am I buying for? You're buying for Chris. So I've got to spend £1,000 and my last email that came in was Netflix payment issue. Harry, I've picked for you, mate. Don't you like mint sauce?
Oh yeah, actually, you know what? I do like this.
Oh, of course you did, you Peter.
Right, so I've gone on Deliveroo near Stephen, and it'd be £10. I don't think you can really get that much, so I've decided instead to go to a corner shop. Okay, so we've started our basket off with 6 large fresh eggs. I've just seen large blue Rizzler.
Guys, just to point out, I did offer Harry
What's poppin',
that,
Elo?
just donate £1,000 to Black Lives Matter.
No.
Getting a tikka masala. I want the kids menu, Harry. This is going to look great with all the alcohol. If you don't get arrested based on this order, then you can put a special request.
Chat, this is the last game. Everyone make sure you are here. Kyron Yang, I accept your friend request.
Well, I don't think there's any way of getting you something that's going to be this expensive and not particularly nice. Oh, wait, so what you're saying is you're trying to stiff me, but it's impossible. You can get a,
This is the
a
last game, chat.
Scottish lobster for £950.
I've accepted all my friend requests.
I'm ready and in the mood.
Alright, I completely forgot to say what I've ordered for the thing. So, we have gone with, it's actually a £20 order. I've got some prawn crackers and some fried seaweed. So, the fried seaweed and the crackers comes to £6, and I've just added 4 curry pots just to make the order minimum for delivery.
I've actually ordered an all alcohol, about 80 bottles, and a can of Coke for mixer, so you should love that. It's a classic Thursday for Harry, isn't it, really? I'm £11 away.
Are you actually spending the grand though?
That's the aim of the game, mate. I need to spend £1.50 to get exactly a grand. I can do this.
Oh my god.
A grand exactly! I'm going to put Harry Big Shot Lewis.
No. This is my worst night. I hate this stuff, you know, because I've got to deal with the people. I've got to deal with the people.
Wanna confirm, Stephen? It's on the way.
Directions.
Lego.
Put my house, mate.
Bring it to Gertie's Clout House. I don't want to use a contact-free delivery. I want the contact.
This is the last game, chat.
Shake my hand. I'm Harry Overshaw. There's an option here to pay by cash. I might just go with cash. Right, here we go. Pay now. Come on. Come on, dude. Come on. Come on. No.
Oh, man.
So just go with pay by cash.
Don't go, mate. I ain't got no cash.
I'll press that. It's the only other option. I'll press it.
Bro, don't put that.
Have you ordered something really nice?
Oh, you must come soon. To be honest, I went a little bit over budget.
Oh, thank you.
I think you've been treated well. You've been treated.
I put a little request with the kids' meal and
Oh, no.
I'll be gutted if this order doesn't go through, because your child is very hungry, apparently.
Oh, no.
Say now, come on, it's loaded.
No.
It's not random, it's just any guns. Thank you, Robert, for the follow. Cool low, hit a follow if you're new here, bro.
Oh Christ, hello. Johnny Walker's Blue Label. Crystal Champagne, £700. Yes, this has a deal on, so it takes 50% off. This is proving really difficult to order for Will, because like all of the takeaway places in London, all the expensive ones just aren't open. But we have started things off with a £350 champagne. So hopefully that should get the night started. Ooh, chef special roast for £50. Alright, well that's enough. I could get him some sea bass as well. Alright, £29 for £32. We can order some dips, £6 each. Love that. Let's get some frog legs at lobster ball. I don't know what that means. Yeah, well, we'll try some. So because I'm actually struggling to push this up to £1,000, this would usually cost 960 what I bought him. There is some discounts on it, so we're just going to take that as the actual price that it usually is, because otherwise I'm just not going to get any close to £1,000, and it would just be pointless to buy more food that you're not going to eat. After that, the ordering was all done, and we had about a half an hour wait until the food arrived. Just almost too convenient. To pass the time until our takeaway arrives, I'm going to get stuck into a game. So today's video sponsor Huawei have their own app store called App Gallery, and it's automatically installed on all Huawei and on a phone, but you can get it on Android as well. At the moment, they're running a big summer prize draw in which you can win prizes by literally just downloading apps from App Gallery. App Gallery has a huge variety of apps and games, and they often run special offers on there where you can win prizes and accumulate Huawei points. Huawei points is basically an in-app currency that you can buy things with in the apps, and it's like more Huawei points equal to £1. So the game I've gone with is called Gorilla Free Fire. I regularly slap 10 euros up on Fortnite, so I should be pretty good at this. Okay, so the Battle Royale. Stand up, mate. Let's get slapped up. No, he isn't the right nickname. I never understood people who make their nicknames longer than their actual names, so I've just gone logical, really. Alright, I'm just going to make a purchase in here because, you know, I evidently suck. My god, yes, you can get a pet. Right, so I just paid to upgrade Smudge, and I got 4 Huawei points back, so I'm just going to claim them right now. Yes, I mean, I was sort of kind of expecting my knife handler to be a bit bigger than I'm going to be clickbaited to some degree there. What is going on? This fellow is just absolutely looking for a pumpkin. Oh, how stubborn flat. No, I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. I'm quite happy with my 1 kill. To participate in the summer prize draw, all you need to do is click the link in the description below with a Huawei, Honor, or Android phone device.
What's up in chat, man?
You then get
Hello, 4 friends chilling. Nice to do.
Play to see if you win something. So let's give it a spin. Come on.
Nice,
I did
Raphael.
not win. Now, see, I've got
Cool, let's
0
see.
chances to play Lucky Magic Cubes, so if I go and download Lord's mobile quality app. Also, if you make purchases in the games included in the Magic Cube game promotion, you will get 100% back of that in Huawei points. And after downloading that, you can see I've got 1 more chance to play. Download from the selected games on the campaign page, and you will have 9 chances to win the Huawei P40 Pro, the Huawei P40 Lite, the Huawei Watch GT2, or the FreeBuds. So once again, to enter, click the link in the description.
Thank you, Atomic Edits, to follow.
And start downloading.
This is the last game, chat, but we will be live tomorrow.
Alright, I'm coming down now. Thank you. Already? Go on, Manchester, turn around. See, I see. Hello? Yeah? Hello, well, what's your date of birthday? I didn't get many. Oh, I know what it is. Hello? I don't know why it's got me, but it smells alright. There's cool crackers in there at least, so Chinese, you can't really go wrong.
You want to put 2 kilos of Stella? So we get tomorrow dark.
That's fine, yeah. Whatever. That's okay. That's fine.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Alright, thank you very much. Cheers.
Thank you, sir.
Alright.
Wonderful evening.
You too, thank you. Alright, so I've been told I have 3 takeaways. The first one of which has just run up. We'll see how this goes.
Oh my god, there were so many of them in there. Yo, go on, Raphael.
Is that Crystal? Is that... Hang on. Sorry, I know I should bring tables back to point. Look, wait. Yeah, Crystal, I'll do a video with you. No bother.
No, they got me.
Hang on.
Yo, bro, I'm pink. We love that.
Are you kidding me? Oh, this is way better than that NHS video. See some prawn crackers. I'm livid. That champagne was worth £700. What?
What's popping, Capybara? Capybara, hello, Dad. Hello, Carl. Hello, DJ. Thank you, Maltesers, for the rules.
Welcome to the cancer warning. Is it true the rules are you're just gonna have what you get given? Yeah, because I may have overlooked mix it. I'll just go straight. you're on
This is gonna be the last game, and then I'm gonna hop off for the night, bro.
There goes Tony Hands. Oh, come on, roll up. This isn't Chris MD content. The one channel I thought I was safe. Taking risks like this, guys. So if you're recently divorced, why don't you have to smoke a cigarette? No, you don't.
No, you don't. Come on, William, stop this.
Oh, hang on, I'm getting a call. Hello? Okay, great. If you keep heading, I'll go and stand on the road with my torch out. Nice, yeah. What are you get your torch out, mate? Go on.
Price is your priority. We've got that. Best price guarantee. Or from the difference. The way to train. Train run. Find a beautiful game in beautiful places. The only major network that lets everyone run free in up to 25 gig. O2.
Foxy Dollars, the new way to win. Play for free and spend them on rewards you'll
I will be live tomorrow, chat. However, unfortunately, I am finishing the stream today.
This is the New Balance Puma. Built for football at its fastest.
Here we go.
Unlucky Raphael. Thank you everyone who came through to the stream today. I shall hope to see you again tomorrow. Peace out, chat.
Oh my god. Oh god, my door's going.